Top moments from President Trump's State of the Union address. Top moments. All I know is that the Democrats never stood up once.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much.
Well, it was never losing. It was just capitulating. It was just capitulating. That was basically what it was. It was like, oh, we need to make sure everyone's happy. It was like, no. No. Why should any nation appeal to another nation? It makes no sense. Well, okay, so if you're a world power, you have no right to capitulate to another nation. You have no right. Those weaker nations have the right to capitulate to you. And it's just the standing. It's just the way the standing is. Is it right? Well, yeah, because it's the world power. It's the world power. It's just the thing. It's just like that's the thing. It's like India's fast running its world power status, like fast running it, especially in the last few years. But that's the thing. It's just like right now, America has the right to dictate what it wants. Sure, it'll make enemies along the way, but the thing is, what are the allied forces going to do? Are they going to join Russia? Most likely not. Are they going to join China? Most likely not. Are they going to band together and still have a much smaller military than the U.S.? Most likely not. What's going to end up happening is that it's just going to be a closed back room deal where they start capitulating to the demands of America. That's just how it is. And then eventually, in a few more years, eventually that'll change and there'll be more of an equal balance. But for right now, it's just how it is. Americans should not talk about Indian problems. In India case, we can talk about America. And India can't, because we can talk about America. Wait, why can India talk about America and America not talk about India? That makes no sense. It's an oxymoron. And then again, if you're in a world power, you have the right to talk about it. Like that's just how it works. That's just how it works. Eventually, well, I don't think all nations will get there because some nations just don't really have a progressive mindset. But eventually, most nations will get to that point to where there will just be like deals that have to be made. I saw the speech where he was trolling Pakistan prime minister. Yeah. He basically, that's the thing. It's just like a lot of I guess they're considered third world countries. They're used as playgrounds for the world powers. That's just how it works. I mean, Pakistan has been the tool of the U.S., the tool of China, I think even the tool of Russia. And India has been used by Russia and the U.S. That's just how it works. You can say it's rude to say, but that is just the truth of how it's been operating through time.
I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners
they all
who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Yeah, bully small nations.
In the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I'd never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuyck.
I don't know anything about that game. But apparently a U.S. team trampled
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounce off. You practiced that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear. based on their
Russia
vote and
never
my vote,
used
and
India.
just because
Sure,
my vote
sure.
is more important,
Sure.
that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given, and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12. It's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked.
But black people, like, yeah, I'm not going to finish that. Yeah, probably. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that meme. It was on Trump's doom scrolling account. Yeah, somebody lost their job for that. But yeah, it was a meme. It was AI generated. That's funny.
We now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
Get them out of here.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
It's that simple. It's that freaking simple. They're getting their leg workout in. They're getting their lifts in. They just need weights and then to. Yeah. Yeah. India might do differently while exercising its power. Well, yeah, every nation does do it differently. China does it differently. Russia does it differently. India's definitely going to do it differently. And the U.S. does it differently. And the U.S. does it differently every 4 to 8 years. It always changes its global policy every 4 to 8 years, depending on the presidency. That's just how it operates. So it's not going to remain.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
Give me some weights.
And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
It's funny. It was 30 years ago where Bill Clinton did the exact same speech, right? That was just given right here with that. Oh, if you believe in like illegal immigrants are not allowed, American people should be our top priority, all that stuff. And guess what? Everyone was applauding Bill Clinton. Now Bill Clinton's party is completely seated because their votes completely depend on, well, the people who don't even deserve to be here in the first place. Absolutely do not deserve to be here in the first place. Because he's not professional when he talks. That's why. He's not a politician. Politicians are taught and educated on the correct way to speak, on the correct way to build. Trump isn't. Like, he'll tweet some brainless, stupid nonsense. But the thing is, you know exactly who he is. It's not like these ridiculous politicians that you never know exactly what they're thinking, because In one state, they'll say one thing that makes the state happy. They'll travel to another state, say something completely contradictory to their policy they just claimed to be for. Why? Because they want to make that state happy. That's just how it works. That's just how it works. And the fact is, he ran, and I was all for it. Why? Because he wasn't a politician. I mean, he's becoming more of a politician the more he's in office, but he wasn't a politician. So it's like, yeah, let's get back to the Reagan, the actor turned president.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords, murderers all over our country.
She needs to be deported. She absolutely, because she's even quoted saying Somalia first. Why the heck do we have an elected politician who doesn't even believe the nation that has given her her millions, the nation that has given her her platform, the nation that has basically given her everything, and leaving the nation she was at, which is a dump of a nation, and she's saying that Somalia is the top priority, and how anyone saying anything against her is racist. And then all of a sudden she talks about the tribes from Somalia she doesn't like. It's the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Get these people out who do not belong. There should be no one flying a different nation's flag higher than the American flag on U.S. soil. That's just, it's against the law. It should just be accepted. There should be no politician that believes, like they should, like them sitting down should have them kicked out. It just seems like it's a rhetorical question. Everyone's thought should be, yes, America should be our top priority. The fact that they're sitting down should be like, all right, you're all being removed from your seats. We need people who actually care. And that's the thing. You could call it a dictatorship at that point, but I think the majority of Americans would agree that these people don't belong because they're not for the betterment of American people. That's the thing, is Americans want America to be great and the Americans to have a better life, not the illegal people who come in illegally. No, the people who come in correctly, like my father, like my wife. That's the thing. It's like you go through the judicial process. You go through the correct channels in order to get everything done correctly. If you break the law, you deserve to be punished for breaking the law. It's just that simple. There's no question about it. How is this even a question? The fact that they can even sit there and be like, no, we don't agree. It's just ridiculous.
Blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
There should be no American supremacy in other nations. Yeah. There should be no supremacy anywhere
$6 a gallon in some
except
states.
for the nation
Under
that's
my
there.
predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster. It's now below $2.30 a gallon in most states. And in some
Not
places,
in California.
$1.99 a gallon. And
It
when
keeps
I visited
going up.
the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Yeah. It keeps going up in California.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem well, at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way.
Sure.
The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
When am I going to see some of that? It's like, still, I'm dealing with the same situation I was dealing with before.
Much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great guy. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really, martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Everyone's standing. Please stand. Everyone's standing. Well, everyone on one side of the auditorium is standing.
Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
America is the most laughed at nation in the country in the world. Yeah, because people are unhappy with how powerful it is. A lot of people like to laugh at their bullies. It doesn't change the fact that the bully has more strength over them. That's just factual. That's just fact.
I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Yeah, he tried.
To stop illegal aliens and others
Most hated.
who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred
Because
American
it's doing what
elections.
other
And
nations
cheating
are
is
afraid to do.
rampant in our elections. It's rampant.
But they want to do.
It's very simple.
Because look at it this way. Does India want to cast out all its illegal immigrants? Absolutely. Does Europe want to cast out, in every single one of their nations, cast out all their illegal immigrants? You know they do. They just don't have the courage and actual commitment to do it. Most people are cowards and won't commit to it completely. Because then it becomes, oh, it's a racial issue, you're racist, or you're phobic to this. No, everybody wants to do it because it's the right thing to do. Getting rid of illegal immigrants is absolutely the right thing to do. You don't want an invading force. And they're an invading force. And people who come here legally but don't respect the nation are also a part of the invading force. Get rid of them. Absolutely. Get rid of them. And that's the thing. People are hating America because it's a bully. And on top of that, it's doing what a lot of other nations are afraid to do. So it's easier to laugh at America when they would rather be doing what America is doing.
All voters must show voter ID.
Yes, absolutely. Apparently, because of some parties, apparently black people don't have enough brains to get voter ID. I didn't say it. I'm just saying what they say. Yeah, America have a flying Dorito that'll annihilate you if you see one in your sky. Yeah. The nuclear jets. Yeah, those flying Doritos.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Want them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Well, you need two ID proofs for most things. Like that's the thing. Like most nations already have that you need a license to vote. You need a certain kinds of proofs. Most nations already have that. Like in Mexico, my father, before he even came to the US, he found it weird how you didn't need an actual license to vote, like a voter's ID. They had that in Mexico years ago. And they don't have it here in the US. It's ridiculous how most nations, even you have your voting ID for India. How is it? How is it every single nation has been doing it, yet America refuses to? Why? Because, well, they want to win the election. And if they can get those illegal votes, if they can get those mail-in ballots, because it's the voting dead. There are a bunch of deceased people still voting because those ballots are mailed to houses or mailed to random places, and those people will pick them up and mail them.
The reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, Josh. Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June.
Yes, more advanced in voting
when
for sure.
An 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
That Sikh driver should be in prison for the rest of his life. He should be in prison for the rest of his life. We need to make an example of these people. We really do. We really freaking do. They broke the law and they ruined the life of a family. They need to be thrown in prison. Throw away the key. Or reopen our off the U.S. Prisons. We need to reopen those and toss in the people who come into our nation illegally. We just toss them in those cells. Whatever happens in those cells, they can deal with it in their own. Whatever. Because it just ruined a family's life because that person should have never been here in the first place. Should have never been here in the first place. Yeah.
Thank you, Delilah.
They need to
Most
retest
illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read
all
even
these
the most
drivers.
basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location.
That
That's
needs
why
to be a
tonight I'm
national
calling on
law.
Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Last year I urged
It
this
shouldn't be
Congress
just
to
illegal aliens. It should be anyone that doesn't speak the national language. That just can't speak it. Because it was funny because there was that news thing that you put on my feed where they were interviewing no, they were Indian. Yeah, Indians and Mexicans. They didn't speak a word of English. They didn't understand what the interviewer was even saying. And they had been here on U.S. soil for 8 freaking years. You don't belong. That's the thing. When we get a place in India, I'm learning Hindi. I'm learning the language that's probably most spoken around the area we're at. That's just going to be what happens because it's respectful for the nation I am at. You don't go to another nation, live there for years, and just expect everyone to accept the way you talk. No, that's very disrespectful to the nation. Very, very disrespectful to the nation. They do not belong behind the wheel of a vehicle at all. At all. They can take public transportation. They can pay for a bus pass. They don't deserve a driver's license if they can't even read English.
begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Serving alongside Sarah that day was
They all
Staff
just
Sergeant
sit.
Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
A mother's love is a mother's love. Yeah, that sounds. I love that line. I think it was from like Gone in 60 Seconds. Oh, that was a brother's love is a brother's love. But the same thing stands. The same thing stands. But yeah, it's just like she knew, even though everyone else had given up hope. And then he just wakes up. He just wakes up. Men are stubborn.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Yeah.
It was very dangerous. They knew we were.
It's incredibly nice seeing I think the kid last year who was given like the I think the Purple Heart, he was dying of cancer. He died not that long ago. And again, nobody on the Democratic Party stood up for this kid dying of cancer who was given the Purple Heart. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. How can you hate someone so much that even something good you refuse to accept? It's ridiculous because, again, a lot of the stuff that's being said, Bill Clinton said 30 years ago in 95. He was saying this stuff. 1995, he was saying this stuff in his State of the Union address. Everyone was all for it. Why? Because people could actually talk to each other. Now, for some reason, the lines of communication have been cut. And people can no longer find a common ground to agree on. Why? Because one party absolutely hates the nation they're in. So there is no common ground. Because before it could be, we all want America to be strong and powerful. Now that is not the case with one party. They want to see the ruin of America. They want to see the fall of America, which is what which is why there's no common ground, and which is why there's no actually talking to them anymore, because you can't talk to those people. You just can't.
They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook, carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night.
Two leftists of two countries are brothers. Two conservatives of two countries are enemies. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because the leftists don't care about their country. They don't. They could see it fall and they wouldn't care. The conservatives want their nation to be their nation. They want to have a home to come home to. The others don't care. They're wanting the downfall of the nation. They want the downfall of the entire system as a whole.
And descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen, Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing. And people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy. Eric and Amy, come on in.
Using a walker. USA.
So we have a surprise, Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
I will be happy only when U.S. president say India is a threat to U.S. That means we are... No. That's not what's going to happen. The U.S. will start being kind to India. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to be any threat or any talk like that. It's going to be like, you know what? We're going to be buddies with you. You now have enough power to be a playground bully like me. Let's be buddies together. Let's be buddies. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Nations are just kids on a playground.
Us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Well, of course he's been released. The U.S. is in charge of the Venezuelan prisons now. America is in charge of Venezuela. We'll find out. Like I said, the Venezuelan people are happy. Give it 5 to 10 years to see if they're better off. That's the thing. That's the longevity. They're happy now. America went there. They're getting oil. So the Venezuelan people don't care right now. But give it 5 to 10 years and that might change. It depends on what kind of deal they force the Venezuelan nation into. It really just depends on that. But yeah, that's just we own the prisons. We own the prisons now. So of course we could release them. Of course we could release them. It was no big deal. It was absolutely no big deal. Oh my gosh. We must support all our Indian statement, but leftist parties are like Congress, say Muslims are first of all resources of India. Are first to all resources of India. Yeah. Again, like you said, like leftists don't want nations to exist. They want the fall of nations, and in some extent, having I don't know, it would never work. It would never work. Too many people are too different. You have all the borders disappear. What are you going to have? Absolute chaos, because you're going to have all these different kind of ideologies trying to commingle and not being able to work. That's why now people can travel to nations that they feel like more attuned to them. If you believe that in like Islamic superiority, there are Muslim nations which you can go to, just like there are Christian nations, just like there are Buddhist nations, just like you can go to those that really do sit more depending on your religious center or even like your ideology as a whole, like what kinds of things you feel are right. Like for me, it's being able to defend me and my family is very important. So that's what I enjoy about the U.S. I have the right to be able to protect my family, and I have the right for if anyone walked into my house, I have the right to end their life and not even worry about it, because why are they in my house? But that's the thing. It's just like, I agree with that. But there should be borders. There should be like, people should have national pride and try to keep their nations how their nations are. Maybe change the laws here and there as society shifts, but not to the point to where you hate the nation that birthed you. Hate the nation that raised you. That is just completely disrespectful. And you should always be welcoming of people coming into a nation, but they have to accept the culture. They don't have to emulate into the culture, but they have to accept that it's there. Like that's just how it works. You just have to accept that it's there. You have to accept the language. You have to accept all this stuff in order to become a part of it. Yes, you can still have your own religious practices and things like that in your house, but when you go into the wider world, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Just like your sexuality, it shouldn't be exposed to the world. We shouldn't have these nonsensical parades. You should just do it to yourself. You should just keep it to yourself and keep it between you and your family. That's just how it should be. That's how I've always felt it should be. How I've always felt it should be. Oh my gosh. You are getting everywhere. Oh, that was a long one. That was a long one.
You guys got a video? What's so bad?
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait on that.